memories of working with Hogan during his first title matches?
Oh, man.
Money.
Money. And it was his idea. You know, I mean, we worked together good. I loved working with Terry to this day. I've never told him that. So if you ever hear this, Terry, I really enjoyed it. And he made me a lot of money, and he made a lot of money. And, he made me the hottest heel in the country, and I made him the hottest babyface in the country.
Was he any different than he was before, now that he was a huge name?
Nah.
Same.
Terry's good people. Yeah, he's all right. You know, of course, he thinks about himself. I never really did that much. All I tried to do was guard my image. You know,
Right.
I was trying to protect my image. And, you know, some styles don't work, but me and him did. I was in such good shape that he was dying after about 10, 15 minutes up. You know, he was dying. And I was kind of like, you know, that ever ready battery. What do you call that battery? It just keeps on going.
Energizer. Right.
Just keep going, baby. I could go. I did not get tired. That's where I got my heat, because I was almost an overkill. But I knew how to do it. And if they listened to me, the explosion that they used to get, and that he used to get, the explosion when he started was unbelievable. Unbelievable. And just to hear those buildings, I mean, matter of fact, I got ear damage from it to this day. Truly, I do.
Really?
Yeah.
What were your thoughts when you were told that you were turning again and feuding with Hogan? And you did one of the most classic angles to this day.
Well, it was Terry's out. You know, and now I started to see it. At that point is when they started to really start doing something. And it worked. It worked. But again, it's all about money, man. It's all about our money and having good matches. You've got to have good matches. Because if you got to come back, and you got to have the right everything. And a lot of times it wasn't right. The match was great,
right,
but it should have went another way. Oh, yeah. It would have been better. But there was a lot of ego there and a lot of different things. And
I was going to ask you, did they ever promise you a belt or even the IC belt? Or do you think you were so over that you didn't need a belt?
Oh,
belts are a tool?
Yeah, I didn't need a belt.
Okay.
But I could have. Because if you win it, you got to lose it.
Right. All right. So you don't need that. Memories of wrestling Hogan in front of the monster crowd in Toronto.
Highlight that in WrestleMania. Because you realize there really wasn't, and there again, this is not a brag or nothing, but I'll say it. There wasn't really a bunch of angles and stuff going in there. It was just basically our angle. And those people hated me there.
Huh.
Oh. And that's a lot of people. A lot of people. I can remember going to the bank and cashing my check. Huh. I've never seen that much money in one time before. Oh, this is what it's all about.
Jimmy Snuka, was he any different at this time than he was from previous years?
Well, yeah, his body, he's been doing it for a long time. And, after so many years in this business, I mean, it takes a toll on you. And I think Jimmy had some problems, other problems. And, it seemed like he was damaged a little bit. But still, the people loved him.
All right.
But still, yes.
How did Vince change as time went on and the WWF got bigger?
I don't know, because I've talked to him some and this and that. And he took my son, he took him up. And when I got hurt this last time, he called me. Somebody gave him my number, I think Steve Austin. And I'll be darned if it wasn't Vince called me and asked me how I was doing. He heard I got hurt and, blah, blah, blah. And I mean, I respect him, and I know for a fact that 2 or 3 different people told me how he respected me and the way I was. And that's pretty neat for a guy to do that for you when you're hurt. You know, that's the difference. He's class.
Right.
He's class. Either way you put it. Vince McMahon was class and still is.
Memories of Lou Albano.
Oh, him being loaded on the airplanes. Oh, my word. We'd go to California. We'd sit in first class, and Lou just kept running his mouth for 3.5 hours. Just, oh, he couldn't shut up, and he'd get all excited. He was a trip.
Right.
A trip. Lou Albano, there's only one. He, to me, he's like Hulk Hogan is in one area,
Right.
his area. I mean, this guy here was there. He was out there. he was a fun guy. He really was.
Memories of Jesse Ventura.
Oh, you know, Jesse probably was ahead of his time. You know, some people think that if you have a gimmick like that you don't have to work as hard. You know, and Jesse, I don't know, his gimmick didn't do much for me.
You shocked that he's governor today?
Oh, yeah. I mean, those people in Minnesota, what were they thinking? Huh? They must be LSD in the water or something. Because, holy cow. But Jesse's no idiot.
Right.
But is he a politician? I don't know. I don't know. But I can't believe that. But it's, I mean, what the heck? He probably couldn't be in any worse than who was in there before.
Right.
That's why they voted him out.
Right.
So I don't know. He was all right, but Jesse was ahead of his time. He could really talk. He was really good on the microphone, and he had charisma, you know, to a point. Was he a big money guy? No.
Memories of doing the TNT show that they used to do, the old TNT show. And did any of that bother you because it was goofy skits and you were from the old school? No.
You kidding me?
Huh.
I don't know if you ever saw the one with the fat lady.
Seen them all.
Those, I was telling my wife at the airport something about that, and I said, what if Rob will ask me about that? And I said, all that was ad lib too.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, no, sir. I saw that as another vehicle because you just can't have that. Just wrestling, you can only do so much.
Right.
That was just another vehicle. Those vignettes. I'm sorry. And heck, no, that was very smart, and he did it so well. I mean, when Vince did something, you did it right. He was a perfectionist.
He knew how to get his product over.
Huh?
He knew how to get his product over.
Absolutely.
Basically.
Absolutely.
Memories of working with Rocky Johnson.
Oh, when I kind of worked with him, his days were running out.
Right.
He was in towards the end of his career, and I was at the beginning of mine. And he was all show, no action.
Jay Strongbow.
Can't stand him to this day. I don't like him.
And he's
Don't hate him.
right.
I don't hate him now. I'm not saying hate. Do I like him? No.
Any specific reasons, or?
Well, you treat me with respect, I'll treat you with respect. When he disrespected me, I disrespected him. It's that simple.
Okay.
And I feel that way. But I respect people. And he thought that I let him know what I thought of him in the dressing room in front of everybody.
Bruno Sammartino.
Loved him. Good guy. Good guy. Absolutely. I enjoyed it. He was good. You know, back in his days, I mean, Bruno was one of the biggest names ever. But he was a humble guy, and the people up there loved him. And I worked a couple of matches against him. We sold out Pittsburgh 2 or 3 times. I about had a ride on my hands there when I beat up his son and left him laying.
Yep.
Yeah, got hot. Bruno, I would have liked to work with him in his prime, you know. That would have been nice.
You also did a lot of stuff with MTV. That's when you started doing the cross promotion stuff.
Yeah.
What are your memories of some of the stuff you did with MTV? The war to settle the score and all that stuff.
Yeah. Oh, that stuff. You know, Vince would always say the big picture, the big picture. And when it got down to Cyndi Lauper and Muhammad Ali, which I loved, I really, man, I liked him. Liberace was there, and, you know, but I still, what I tried to do is focus on me and not get so caught up in all this other stuff. But there again, that was another vignette, you know, that was just another way of getting us out there. And he was the first one to do that. You know, there'll only be one Elvis. And Vince was the first one to do that. Very creative. He had vision. And it paid off. The first WrestleMania was, everywhere we went, and I was in one town, I was in an airplane 6 days a week. And everywhere we went, they were talking about that. You would think that was Rocky Marciano and whoever he was fighting for. I mean, it was talk everywhere. And yeah, that was huge. That was huge.
Did you have to wrestle any differently when you would have a huge audience like MTV?
No. I'd just be aggressive.
Watch thousands of exclusive shoot interviews right now on TitleMatchNetwork.com.